Hey you guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, let me stop playing with y'all. Okay, like y'all, I've been trying to record not only on this camera, but on this camera, and I just ain't got time. I have to go back to this webcam, so I'm sorry, but I gotta do what I gotta do because I have to get this damn video out. It is a story time. It has been like highly requested, especially if you follow me on like social networks, and you kind of get a feel because I started acting real crazy last month. I mean, like real crazy. I feel like my hat is kind of tilted, but whatever. Literally crazy, like being a hella petty on Snapchat, hella crazy on Instagram. Like, I hope I even remember to tell y'all what I put on Snapchat. But I'm gonna give y'all a little background story, and then we're gonna talk about how I got revenge on not one but two guys that I was talking to. So literally, background story, I was on Tinder one night, chilling, swiping left, swiping left, no rights. And then finally I get to someone that I want to swipe right. And I feel like the main reason I swiped right was because his profile read like he wasn't living in Orlando, and he wasn't gonna be living in Orlando. So I was like, okay, cool. We'll just, I want to say like a fling kind of thing. But at that time, I wasn't thinking of it as like sex. It was just someone to just hang out with, go out with, or whatever. So now, like, we ended up matching later on. And then, like, as soon as we match, he hits me up. He's like, I want to take you out. I'm not from here. I want to see the city. No strings attached. Da 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 da. And I was just like, you know what? Long story short, long story short, I was like, you know what? Cool. I'll hang out with this dude. What's the worst that can happen, right? So, first things first, the first time we go out, he's like, you can pick wherever you want to go. I'm not from here, whatever. I was like, cool. So, let's go to the sugar factory because I've never been to the sugar factory and I always wanted to go. So, we get to the sugar factory and it's hella packed. I mean, stupid crazy packed. So, then we ended up going to some other place, and then, like, we're having dinner, and I wasn't like fully into it. I was just kind of like, I don't know. I think what like majorly turned me off was when he told me he had 4 kids. But then I was thinking, like, after that, I was like, you know what? He's not even gonna be living here. He's probably gonna be gone in a month or two. So he'll be back to his family and his New Jersey, and I don't have to worry about anything like that. Family as in his kids. He said he wasn't married, engaged, or with any of his baby mamas. Mind you, he had 3 baby mamas and 4 kids. That should have been a red flag to like really, really not deal with him. But I'm still learning. So, anyways, we're like hanging out heavy. Like, we're going to parties, we're going to dinner. We're just like really, really like connecting. And I wasn't really expecting that. I just really honestly wasn't. I was going into the situation like, we're just gonna hang out and then that's it. So now we're like a month in, and this is like talking every day, literally going out 4 times, 5 times a week or whatever within that 4 weeks of us just meeting each other. So then, like, one night we're at dinner, and like one day I was at work. He was like, "Oh, I want to take you to dinner." I was like, "Why are we going to dinner tonight? Like, I thought we were going tomorrow." He was like, "No, I want to take you tonight." So I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So we go to my favorite restaurant ever, Cafe Tutu Tango. That I love that restaurant. If you're in Orlando, make sure you check it out because that's my spot. So, like I said, we go there, and then like he's like, "I'm leaving," and you guys, like, I almost shed a thug tear because it was just like the greatest month ever. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was a good ass month, and I was like, I was prepared to let this go. I mean, like, he was a breath of fresh air, and it was just like, he wasn't aggy. He was very consistent. He was very kind, generous, very generous. Like, never made me pay for nothing. Took me to the mall, took me wherever I wanted to eat, just took me out, just spoiled me. So it was just like really, really refreshing, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm kind of going to miss this because this is exactly how I want to be treated as a woman. So I was just like, okay, well, I had fun with you. And then he's like, I was like, where are you going anyways? He was like, I'm going to Jacksonville now. And then, because he did contract work, so he was doing contract work in Orlando. and then he got transferred to Jacksonville. So I was like, oh, okay, Jacksonville is not that bad. I've never personally been there, but I was like, if you don't want to talk anymore, I totally understand. I have fun. So he's like, no, we're going to figure this out. We're going to make this work. So then now your girl is traveling to Jacksonville, which is like 2.5 hours away every weekend. Like literally, I feel like my hat is crooked. But anyways, I was like in Jacksonville every weekend. And people are like, why are you in Jacksonville for? Why are you in Jacksonville? I'm like, why do you care? Like, let me do me. So now, because no one goes to Jacksonville, like I don't know really anyone who lives there. I don't really think there's a lot to do there, but it's a beautiful city nonetheless. Like, it's a really pretty city. So now, this is where it gets like kind of crazy. So I didn't personally like the hotel that we were staying at. So he was like, okay, pick any hotel that you want. So this man gave me his credit card information, his house. When you book in a hotel or booking something, they need your address, your credit card information, all that other stuff. So literally, I have all this stuff. So I find the hotel that I want to stay at. And then now we're staying at that hotel. We're not staying at the hotel that he was staying at before. So it's like, I'm in a whirlwind. This is like our second month. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't feel like I fall fast. Like I wasn't falling in love with him. It was just the fact that we were just having so much fun. That's what I really liked about it. And plus, he will work like 14 hours a day and still like want to do stuff, go to movies, go out to eat, just do date stuff that I like to do. So now Jacksonville is done and he's going to New Jersey, back to where he was from or whatever. So I'm like butt hurt because like in Jacksonville we just had so much fun. We did so much stuff and it was just like, okay, I'm prepared to let this go. I'm prepared to just, move forward and go about my life. Here we go again. No, we're gonna make this work or whatever. I'm gonna come back to Orlando. I want you to come to New Jersey. And I'm just like, like I feel like I was complete. I got what I wanted out of the situation. Not saying that I didn't want more, but I knew him having 4 kids and 3 baby mamas. Like, where am I going to fit in? I can't fit in. I'm never going to move to New Jersey. Like, what is going to go on? So he moves back to New Jersey, and then like the communication is still there. The communication is still real. We're talking every single day. I mean, morning, afternoon, night. This man goes to the bathroom. He calls me. He goes on break. He calls me. He calls me in the morning. He calls me at night. Everything is okay. So then now it's like, I think like 3 months, not 3 months, I'm sorry, 3 weeks or 4 weeks in. We're going into another month. And what is it? Like, last month, really. So then now I'm like, okay, I was supposed to go to like Jamaica with not Jamaica, I'm supposed to go to Mexico with my friends, and then I just decided not to go because it was just way too expensive. And so we were talking and he was like, why don't you just come to New Jersey? And then so I was like, okay, I've never been to New Jersey, and I have been flown out before. But that's another story, about being flown out. That's just a totally different story. So I was like, I don't want to stay where you're living. So I was like, you need to find a hotel or something like that. So he sent me links to like different hotels that he personally liked or whatever. And then I picked like the Element Hotel because it was like 20 minutes away from New York. And of course he worked, so I wasn't going to be spending like all my time with him. So at least I can be able to go to New York and meet up with some people, some vloggers that I've known online for a while. So everything was set. Your girl booked her ticket. Now, mind you, I booked the ticket with my own money, but I was going to get reimbursed for it because I've never had a problem like buying something and him, giving me back the money. Like, and plus we were just really open and honest about like finances and stuff. It was just like, I did not have a problem, a second thought or anything like that because he never gave me a reason to ever think like something bad was ever going to happen. So now, literally talking, I'm buying clothes. I bought this cute little thing. I bought this hat. I'm ready to go to New Jersey. I got my bags out. You know, I'm ready to pack. It's like literally 1 week in to going to New Jersey. So that day we're talking on the phone. As usual, I get off of work or whatever. First person I'm talking to is him. And then, like, I just remember him saying that he was going to take a nap and that to call him later. So it's like 10 o'clock, and then I call him. And then, like, he calls me back at 10:30, but I was doing something. For some reason, I didn't answer. So then, like, I called him back, like, at 11, and I never heard from him again. Literally never heard from him again. Like, no call, no text, no nothing. So I'm like, well, damn, like, what happened? Like, what transpired for us to not speak again? Like, I was very hurt. Like, I was like, I know this man did not make me just spend $150 on a plane ticket, that, and now I'm not even going anywhere. Where I'm going? Going home? Going to bed? Like, where am I going? And like, I'm like literally crying, not every night, but almost every night, because I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm checking like the New Jersey police records. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So now I'm talking to my girls, and they were like, no, something had to happen to him, because if y'all talking every day, you know, what is going on? Like, there's no way he would just disappear like that. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, people are literally getting chills, like, when I'm telling them the story or whatever. And they were like, no, something had to happen to him. He has to have got hurt or be in the hospital or something. And I'm like, maybe he is, because he hasn't made a Snapchat post. Like, literally, we would make Snapchat posts. We would text. We would be on Instagram. Like, you know, chopping it up. Now, let me say, he wasn't an ex, but I'm just going to say like he was an ex or whatever, because now he's just an ex person that I've known. So it's literally like now 4 days into me about to be supposed to be going to New Jersey. Still no call, still no text, no nothing. Now the time is like counting down. I'm supposed to leave like Thursday night. It's Wednesday. Still no call, still no text. So like the people that I was supposed to link up with in New York and New Jersey, I'm just like, hey, I don't know what's going on. So then I started having like people call his number, because what was weird about it, his phone wasn't off. So then that's what was like, okay, now I feel like this dude is playing with me, because if his phone was dead or his phone was like, you know, pretty much off, I would be like, okay, something had to happen. But the phone was just ringing. So I would have like people from New York call him, people from Miami call him, people from New York. I would just, not New York, but New Jersey. Just like, I'm texting like random people that I know, and I'm like, hey, call this number, see what's going on, see if they answer, let me know. Nobody's saying that he's answering or whatever. Like, I have his job information, but I didn't want to go like that far as to calling his job, even though I should have. But I was like, I didn't want to go that far. So then now it's like Thursday, and I get a call from New York asking for some random guy named John. And I'm like, no, you have the wrong number. So then I'm like, you know what? I feel like this guy's playing with me. There's no freaking way he's dead. There's no freaking way he's in jail, because his phone is still on. So I was like, I'm not about to waste my vacation. My girls are in Mexico. I'm supposed to be in New Jersey, chopping it up, vacation. None of that's going down. So I ended up going, I just packed my bags and I literally drove to Atlanta. Y'all know that's like my second home. So I drove to Atlanta. Luckily, I got the hookup on a hotel, but I still did an Airbnb. So like my first night in Georgia was, I was supposed to link up with some people, but that just didn't go through. So I remember my first night I stayed in an Airbnb, and I am going to do my experience with Airbnb because I do it quite a lot now. So that was kind of interesting. Nothing really happened. I just explored the city, went to different things that I didn't go because I was by myself. I had plenty of time. So now it's like I call my first best friend, and she lives there, and then we haven't really talked in a while, so I didn't really know how the conversation was going to go, but we end up having a lot of fun. Y'all, I'm literally at the U Bar in Georgia, and I'm like scrolling down, and I see this boy watch my freaking Snapchat, and I'm like, are you serious? So I'm like literally cursing him out on the phone. Like, I'm cursing his ass out. I'm like, you gonna sit here and play me, watch my Snapchat, but you don't have the common courtesy to call me? Like, I even texted him. I was like, listen, if you don't want me to go, it's cool. I have respect for you. Nothing. But just don't sit there and ignore me, you know? So now it's like, I'm pissed. Like, I'm really pissed. So I remember I checked into my hotel, and then, like, I'm laying in the bed. I'm tossing and turning. I'm like, I need to figure something out. So, y'all, I make this profile. Now, this is how far I was going to go. I was literally going to make a back page account, and then I was going to have people, like, show up to his house. But then I was like, you know, I may go to jail for that, so let me steer it back. And so I didn't want to go to jail sending people off a back page to this man's home. But I was literally going to do that because I was that angry. I was just that upset. Like, literally had the back page account about to be created. You know, I had the pictures that I was going to use and everything. Like, I was really going to have people come to his house. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be that petty. Let me rear it back. So then I made an account on POF, like Plenty of Fish. And then, like, so it was like this girl, she had like really big boobs or whatever. And then so I was just like, everyone send penis pictures to my phone, which was his number. But I also put my ex-boyfriend's number too on there. So I was like, send penis pictures to this number, send penis pictures to this number. Like, I was like, then people was like messaging me back talking about something. A guy answered the phone. Like, who is this guy? Like, you must be fake or whatever. I was like, no, that's my pimp. Like, send pictures to this phone or whatever. So, like, my stupid ass over here, like, calling my ex-boyfriend, and this fool must have been answering the phone. And I was just like, this guy's an idiot. Like, he's really answering the phone. So then after a while, he turns his phone off, because at this point, like, I done sent his number out to like almost 100 people. So it's like, yeah, I was really laying in the hotel room just like messaging everyone messaging me. I was just like, send penis pictures to these numbers, call me, everything, right? So it was just so funny. I was dying laughing. So now I'm laying in the bed and I get a text. It's saying, I know what you did. And I'm like, oh, so you want to take a whole week from talking to me and talking about something, you know what I did? So I was playing stupid. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, I know what you did. So now he's blowing up my phone. He called me like 20 times, nonstop. And I kept on sending his number to voicemail because I was like, no, you want to talk now? Nah, I'm not going to talk to you. So I don't really think my ex had a even idea that it was me, but I know he's most likely going to watch this video and I'm going to hear about it sooner or later. So anyway, so this guy in New Jersey, he's like, oh, why would you do something like that? That's wrong. I was like, why would you do something like that? Mind you guys, I had his credit card information. I tried to use it, but it was like decline or whatever, not decline, whatever the word it was, because he had actually cut the damn credit card off or whatever. So he was like, yeah, I shut my credit card off because I knew you had my information and you're probably going to use it. I was like, why would you treat me like this? Like, why would you do something like this to me? He was like, oh, I can explain to you later. Explain to me later. You took a whole fucking week off. Why would you think that I want to talk to you later about it? I want to talk to you right now about it. So I started screaming, cursing him out. He's like, yo, man, I'm getting like 50 dick pictures on my phone. I'm getting all these pictures on my phone. Take my number off that account. My bad. Da, 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 da. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not going to do that. Like, you about to be getting these pictures all night long because I got all night long or whatever. So I ended up like cursing him out, and I was like, you know, you can keep the fucking money, because that shit was just beyond stupid, like beyond childish. So I didn't cry or anything like that. I feel like I had the laugh of my life that night, like the laugh of my life, because just those guys like messaging me talking about something, like a dude picked up the phone, like, you know, I'm just keep on telling them, keep on calling or keep on sending pictures, those are my pimps. Like, that shit was just like, I just wish I can just see my ex's face and like see his face, the other guy's face, when they see like when they saw all those pictures on their phone. Like, I was literally copying, pasting, copying, pasting, copying, pasting. So that is pretty much it. I know this video is like really long, but that's the type of shit that I go through. I just threw my ex in there because I just can't stand that nigga anyway. So I was like, why not? But it was just like the fact that it took like a week for him to call me, and I had to go to that extreme to get him to freaking even call me back or reach out to me, and wasting $150. But long story short, well, not long story short, I feel like I don't regret anything. I had a lot of fun. I did a lot of things that I didn't do before, and it was a great experience. But I just wish he would have just told me he didn't want me to come to New Jersey. I was fine. I would have just left it as an Orlando thing. Like, I didn't have to waste any money going, like, about to go out there. I had a lot of fun in Atlanta. So that's pretty much it. I'll be right back with another video though. Bye.